You know, Christianity is a very elusive religion. It wants you to accept the book that it cannot validate. Then it wants you to accept a deity that you can only have faith in because you can't illustrate or even point to God. You can't point to him. He's nowhere in a tangible sense. Then they want you to take the words of letters written to other people in an ancient time and apply those letters to yourself. It's like writing a list of requirements for an age that we don't live in. At this point, we have discovered the universe, not in its entirety, obviously, but we have sent, rockets to the moon. We are exploring Mars. We know that the way the Bible describes the firmament or the heavens is not what we have discovered today. We can send satellites, and we send satellites all the time out into orbit. There is no heaven up there. It's the sky. It's the stars. It's galaxies. We don't even, man, we're in one galaxy, the Milky Way, and we're not even the center of the galaxy. But the Bible tells you that we are the center, that we are the most important people, and that an entity named God created us. And then God gave us a book which is split up into all kind of letters. And then we can't even pinpoint the real author of Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. And then, throughout Christian history, people have been arguing over which book should be in a canon. And the Jews have their own Torah and their writings and their Psalms, and we're mixed. We've put that all together, and then we've presented that in a simple message called the gospel that says, if you just accept Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, do you understand how unintellectual that is? That you are saying to people, look, come over here. Just say the sinner's prayer. I accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. Oh, you're saved now. You have nothing else to worry about. That is the most ridiculous thing. Yeah, so I'm saying that, we need to really look at this Christianity thing. It's very, 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 there's nothing concrete about it. There's nothing that makes sense about it. But Christians will come and tell you that, the wisdom of the world is foolishness. That's just a cop-out, man. That's just a Pauline cop-out. Paul said that. It's a cop-out. It's like because you cannot substantiate it, you say, well, the foolishness of God or the wisdom of the world is come on, guys. It's very easy to decipher that Paul was biased and he hated women, and he thought that his ideas, about a virgin was still under the old rule of your father decides who you marry and all this kind of stuff. That's not the 21st century. Women were kept under the thumb of men under Christianity. Women couldn't even vote until 1920 in the US. I mean, women couldn't even open a bank account. Guys, we're living in the 21st century. You can't expect people to take that old book and apply it today, right? Think of this. In the biblical times, if you want to call it biblical times, women had only two choices. they either got married or found a man to bear a son, right? Bear a son, because daughters were just for sexual tools, to bear a son. And then in that time they believed, they didn't understand the fallopian tubes and the womb of the woman. Basically, men felt that when they planted the seed in the woman, that whole seed constituted a whole person. Now we know different. So even the way they thought then is not factual today, because it's just not factual. We've studied medicine, we know biology, we've deciphered these things. So even on that basic level, the book is flawed, right? So there's no use you quoting Paul to say, the wisdom of the world is foolishness to God, and because God is not a person that you can tap into. You can't tap into him or it or them, or because there were many gods. So you can't tap in. So that's why Christians are confused. When I was a Christian, I was confused too. I just had a belief system that told me something. And I do respect Christians. I love them. They're people. But they're just intellectually inept. They're just not thinking in a logical, rational way. And so it's hard for me it's not hard for me anymore, because I've seen too many things in Christendom. It's all hypocrisy. It's all trying to strive to reach somewhere that you can't reach, because where you're trying to reach is basically just illusional.